It's not to say that you have no control, because in fact, everything you do...
My hair really stick up like that. Okay, anyway, I'm Darren Wilson, and I just was thinking, I was making lunch today. I cooked a frozen burrito. The microwave's broken, so I used a small frying pan, and I was eating the lunch. I thought I could have been videoing this, showing the how-to. How do I live in this camper and crowded, all the stuff here, and how do I do things? And I could have made a small cheap video out of that. And then later on I was doing something else, making something else to eat, and I thought, oh, I could have videoed that. And then I was doing the dishes. How do I do the dishes in the camper without running water and water jugs and all this? And I was thinking, yeah, okay, there's another video, and there's so many other things that I never think of it till I actually am finished, or it's too far into it. I did shoot some of how I gather water. We have a well out in the out there on the land, and I got these gallon jugs like this, milk jugs or iced tea or whatever in there. And when they're done with their initial purpose, I rinse them out and use those for water, for drinking and cleaning things or whatever. So I have some raw video for that, and I hope to get a video together for that. But I keep doing other stuff and working on this 3D graphics project, and reading things, answering questions on Quora, keeping busy. And you gotta remember, I need maybe a schedule where Monday and Tuesday is YouTube, and Wednesday is physics, and Thursday is whatever, and do certain things in the morning, and like learning new things, practicing 3D, using a drawing tablet to draw it with, say, Krita, to create artwork. Maybe practice. It's like school in the morning. That'd be great. And then have lunch, practice guitar for 20 minutes, let's say. And then the afternoon could be all video production or physics, depending what day it is. Then I take another break, say 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock, and then in the evening, work on software projects or something. But every time I make a schedule, I put it somewhere and I can't find it. And the main thing is, there's my computator there, and that's where I sit. And this doesn't look too comfortable. And over there you can see, can I zoom in on this? Okay, that doesn't zoom. Okay. Anyhow, I've got notebooks, lots of notebooks. And if I write down a so-called brilliant idea, and I put it down on one notebook, and then I put it there, and I look for something else. And I do things, and throughout the day I do things and do other things, get distracted, fall asleep. Anyhow, yeah, Montana is strange, trees and deer and more trees and more deer, and I'm not used to that. I'm more of a university person, being surrounded by engineers, scientists, philosophers, going to talks on, say, Finnish poetry, which oddly is one of the few things I remember from Indiana University. It's interesting. This professor went to Finland, worked with other professors there, studied their poetry, dug up some history, came back and gave a talk. And I'm a physicist, so I don't normally go to lectures on poetry or anything, but I do that once in a while, and it's interesting. Learn a little bit of Finnish culture and poetry and stuff. I don't remember much of it, but yeah, Indiana U was great, and my undergrad degree was at Oakland U. And I've been at Northwestern as a visitor. I've worked at the particle accelerator at SLAC, which Stanford. Well, they had a great lunch place there. Yeah, Stanford has a great campus. I've been to San Diego State University. I've been to, oh yeah, of course, what they call CU, University of Colorado. Why is it CU and not UC? I don't know, but yeah, I lived in Boulder for 5 years working on planetary science. That was fantastic. Colorado State, I went there for grad school again, but financially things kind of fell apart. CSU was a great, I love that physics department, great professors, a lot of interesting research. So, you know, that's me. I'm into university level stuff and being in university towns with good bookstores and coffee shops and all that. And here I am in Montana. There's trees, there's deer, and there's Bigfoot. And if you drive far enough, you might see a house nestled away in the trees and people with Trump flags. It's like, this is redneck country here or something. So, no, this is not my environment, so I don't expect to stay here. Once I become a multi-millionaire from YouTube, yeah, right? Then I'm probably going to move to, I might go to Michigan. I like Bloomington, Indiana, but there's no ocean there or mountains. Boulder was a great place to be, but I don't know, it might be pricey to live there these days. I loved living in San Diego, in that area, North County, Escondido specifically, but if I were to go back, I might go closer to the ocean. Yeah, once I'm a multi-millionaire, yeah, I live in Carlsbad next to the beach. That won't be happening anytime soon. It'll be a while. In the meantime, here I am, trees and deer, and more trees and more deer, and stories about Bigfoot, and small town Eureka. It's there's some places that are okay to eat, but there's not much variety. It's like 2/3 of all restaurants are steak houses, and I tend to lean vegetarian. I cheat a bit. I like to get a good cheeseburger once a month or so. But I'm like 90% vegetarian. And I like food from the Middle East, from India, Thai food, various parts of Europe with interesting cuisine, North African, Ethiopian food. There's a great Ethiopian restaurant in Boulder, kind of a drive from northwest Montana. I haven't been there in ages. Escondido, the whole San Diego area, lots of good restaurants. Los Angeles, the Bay Area, I haven't been since the 1980s, except for a couple of visits. Lots of good university stuff, good multicultural cuisines, all kinds of course, the ocean. I find when I go to the beach and there's the ocean there and I hear the waves and see the water going out to forever, and knowing that it's just water for thousands of miles, and then, you know, China or Africa or whatever, it's, that makes me, it reminds me that I'm on a planet, and I love planets and I love geography, and that knowing where I am in the greater scheme, and it's somehow energizing to me. Whereas standing in, say, the middle of Florida or the middle of Iowa or someplace flat, it's just so much ground. I think the flattest place I've ever been was actually Oklahoma. I remember standing there once on a business trip, driving with some others, and we stopped somewhere near Tulsa and got out, and, you know, it's just flat land and, I don't know, wheat or corn or whatever. I'm not a farmer. It's plants. They all look the same to me. There's dandelions, there's palm trees, and other things. You know, that's my, I just gave you my entire knowledge of botany right there. So, you know, give me a thumbs up for, you know, if it helps you with, I don't know, not being as stupid or, I don't know. Anyhow, so here I am, no university nearby. I think the only place would be Missoula, and that's like a good 2 to 3 hour drive. I haven't been there at all in 2 years, I think. And then there's, well, that's it. There's no good art galleries. There's a small one in Eureka, local artists. They got some cool stuff, but it's a small gallery, and I just don't come and go, and there's not like a few hundred of them. It's more like 10 of them or 15. And tell you more about that, I got some photographs. A friend of mine named Steven, who lives in this area, he makes these labyrinths. Hang on, I got one. Yeah, this is it. This is made of some kind of porcelain or something. Does that show up? This is not the right camera. Anyhow, little felt pads so it can rest on a tabletop. And these are sized so that you can just start with your finger and go around and like just meditate while you're going around like that. It's a way to calm down and relax and get your mind focused and stay mentally healthy. He's got a whole bunch of different colors. I'll see if I can edit in some photographs that I took a few months ago. So, what was my point? Yeah, I'm stuck here in Montana. Bigfoot, deer, what was it, whales? No, trees, that's it, yeah. So there's nothing to do, no one to have a good conversation about physics with, or entrepreneurs trying to do some zany thing, and maybe I can come up with some math or 3D animation for, no, there's nothing to do like that. I do stuff online, of course, but a lot of my time every day is spent dealing with water. Get that jug again. So I get to do exciting things that really challenge my mental skills, like putting the cap back on. Like, yeah, there you go. I've got about 30 jugs, 32, 33, I don't know. And I fill them about once a week. So while I'm watching YouTube videos on the drought in the Southwest, man, that sounds tough. I mean, the different lakes and reservoirs are down to where they might be normally in, say, December after water's been used for most of the year, but they're already here in the late June that low. And how are people in California and Nevada and Arizona, what are they going to do without water all that time? So I guess, maybe if I collect a few more jugs, you can make some ads. Hey, you Arizonans, I've got a jug of water here. Let's auction it for a starting bid of $1,000. Yeah, no, that'd be mean. So anyhow, so I have to deal with the water. I have to deal with, we're in a heat spell right now. A huge heat dome. They talk about the jet stream making an omega curve, looping up over like Vancouver in British Columbia. That's shifted over a little bit. Now I'm in the middle, or close to the middle of that omega, where we are 100 degrees today. I don't have a thermometer, unfortunately, so it's just, I go to Weather Underground and look at their webpage and their numbers and stuff, and they're always off a bit because with all the mountains and valleys and the rugged terrain, the weather in one place is not the weather in another place just 10 miles away. There's always plus or minus 5 or even 10 degrees, and it might be raining here and not raining there. But I know we're definitely in the 90s and probably made 100 today and yesterday and maybe tomorrow. So I could be videoing myself doing ways of dealing with that. Open the windows at night and close them up when the sun's up, and then when the inside gets hot, and open the windows because I'd rather have moving air. At some point, because of the thin insulation, it's a pretty leaky camper I'm in. If I try to keep it cool by keeping the windows closed, it works for a couple hours, but usually around 1 or 2 p.m. It gets so hot in here it matches the temperature outside. So I open the windows, and that way I've got air moving in, and that's a lot better than being in stagnant hot air. So if I could remember next time I do anything like that, grab a camera, take pictures, or use my cell phone like I am right now, or anyways, I just gotta remember next time I eat, video. next time I set up my guitar to play, which is challenging in this small area. It might not look as small as it is in this video because where I put the camera and all that. So anyhow, so remember,